Jai Shri Ram. Today we are on the sixth day of Ramayana Masam, the month of recitation of Holy Book Ramayana. We are so lucky, we are so fortunate to have been born in this Vedic Bharat Bhumi and to be able to know this great epic of Ramayana, which is an ideal guide for a human life. There are various epics, books, scriptures across the world belonging to various faiths. But here, through a beautiful story which happened in the past yuga, we are being told how to live an ideal life. Ramayana depicts the duties of relationships, portraying ideal characters like the ideal father, the ideal son, the ideal husband, the ideal servant, and above all, ideal king. At each point of time, Bhagwan Ram has always upheld dharma while he was a son, while he was his husband, or as an ideal king. Yesterday, we saw the celebrations in the city of Ayodhya. People were rejoicing because their beloved Rama was to be crowned as the next king. Everything was going so well. The brothers were happy, they were newlywed, the people were happy. Bhagwan Ram and Sita Devi were preparing for the greatest challenge of their life. But then it was not to be as a king and a queen. So let's see what's happening in Ayodhya. Let's go to Ayodhya. Yesterday we saw how Mantra was trying to explain Queen Kekayi the disadvantage of having Rama as the next king. Earlier, it was not easy for Kekayi to accept that something was really wrong. But then Mantra persisted that no, this decision of Dashrath Raja was actually not in her benefit. So we continue. Mantra became more depressed than before and bewailed. Rama's son will be Rama's successor and never his brother. All princes becoming rulers leads to anarchy. A shrewd sovereign in administration is kept anywhere nearby. On one player or another, he would be kept far off. Now Bharata happens to be away with his grandfather, so there is nobody here to think of him. All attention and praise is on Rama. After he ascends the throne, he will manage to banish Bharata, who alone is equal to him in excellence. You must have the forethought to avoid that danger. A day delayed, and it will be too late. Again, O Queen, bear another point in mind. Because of your exclusive prominence in the sight of king, you had, on many one occasion, slighted Kaushalya, the first queen. That grudge against you is deep rooted in her. When Rama comes to power, she will know how to avenge herself. You will be then driven into servility. Redress then would be out of the question. See what is happening here. Mantra is creating a story, a narration which does not exist. This is so much truth in today's life. We see how relations get spoiled. We see how people fight against each other because there is so much of misunderstanding. Here, Mantra tries to say that Kaushalya is having deep rooted hatred towards Kaikai, which was not the case. This is this is a story created by Mantra to instill that hate in the mind of Kaikai. My darling queen, from your babyhood I have been nurturing you. I have no other interest in life than your welfare. For ought or not, the decision is to be taken today. Here is the solution. The evil mind is also giving the solution. Long ago, you nursed your king husband to life when he fainted with a deep wound in the war of gods against the demons. Been pleased with your invaluable service, your lord offered you two boons, but you did not avail yourself of them now. Now the opportunity has come. Resort forthwith to the anger chamber and feign desolation. The fawn king is bound to pledge anything to redress your sorrow. Take the promise from him that he would be true to his word. Remind him of the two wounds that remain unmasked for. On his agreeing to grant them, demand as the first boon that Rama should now go into exile into forest for 14 years. As the second boon, Bharata has to be installed on the throne utilizing the very articles procured for Rama's coronation. See how the game has changed. The evil mind of Mantra has instilled the hate into the minds of Kaikai. The happiness which we see in Ayodhya is going to be exhausted. They are going to be in deep sorrow for years to come just because an evil mind tried to bring hatred among the family. Unfortunately, Mantra lost her Viveka. Kaikai got now completely converted by the crafty hag. She admired the wisdom, farsightedness, and statecraft enshrined in that seemingly ugly creature. She agreed to play into the hands of Mantra. She thought she was silly all along but had now become sensible. She acted exactly as was directed by that evil genius. Now, the king Dashratha had completed the arrangements of Rama's installation as Yuvraj. He thought it proper personally to convey his happy tidings to Kaikai, his beloved queen. But as he directed his course towards his apartment, the sentinel informed him that the queen had resorted to the anger room. With concern on the face, the king hastened his steps to that room only to find his fond spouse drowned in despondency, fallen flat on the floor, tresses as still held, ornaments scattered, and dress dirtied. The king, darling, I do not know the cause of your distress. Oh, Kaikai, what has happened to you? Have you been slighted by anyone? If you are ailing, the physicians are at your disposal. If anybody is to be dishonored or punished, take it for granted it's already done. I will not act against your wish, even to save my life. I swear upon the merits I have all along acquired that your grievances would be set aright. Kaikai, I do not ail. None has wronged me. I have a desire. You alone can fulfill it. If the grant of it be assured, I shall ask for it. With a sweet smile, the sovereign caressed her on the head and said, you know that among women you are the foremost to me. Even as among men, Rama is the foremost. Rama is invincible, the best among men, the best of my progeny. He is my life. If I part him, I will perish. Upon that, Rama, I swear unto you that whatever you ask for will be conceded. Kaikai gathers up the newly instilled devil ideas and presents them emphatically. You have sworn you carry my demand. Let the celestials, terrestrials, and the beings of nether regions bear witness to your commitment. I remind you of the two boons you offered me when I nursed you back in life from the stupefaction caused to you in the terrible warfare between the devas and the demons. You are bound to bestow them on me. The first request is that Bharata be enthroned. utilizing the very articles gathered for Rama's installation. The second request is that Rama, clad in bark, should retire to the forest this very day and live there in austerity for 14 years. The whole situation changes in Ayodhya. The happiness is slowly going to fade away. There is going to be sorrow in the minds of King Dashratha and his people. The demand came like a bolt from the blue. Dashratha was dazed. It took him some time to recover. He regretted for the fatal promises that he made. Then he broke out into wrathful censure. You, the despicable creature, you, the embodiment of sin, you, the destroyer of this family, what harm has Rama or I done to you? Rama is always more devoted and serviceable to you than his own mother. Still, you have chosen to hurt him. I have fostered in this mansion a venomous snake like you. What charge shall I bring against my beloved son Rama, who is adored universally by all? Am I renounce Kaushalya, Sumitra, the kingly wealth, my life even? But I will not abandon my son. The world may get out without the sun, cultivation may go on without water, but my life will not linger in the body without Rama. O the designer of destruction, thee that desist from this devilish design, I implore you, placing my head on your feet. See the pain of Dashratha. The father is unable to even think of living without Rama. He is one of his favorite. He's finding it even difficult to even think about sending him to the forest. How can a father do that? And how can a mother, who though she was a stepmother of Rama, Rama loved her without any condition, more than his mother. But one moment of evil entered into the minds, destroyed the intelligence, destroyed the thought process, and here she is demanding something which is highly cruel in any yuga. Dashratha trembled before Kekayi, even as a deer would face a tigress. The emperor's enraged emotion expressed itself into various forms. He would swoon and sink to the ground, regain consciousness and cajole her. Overwhelmed with grief, he would faint and fall flat on the floor. Abandoning the royal dignity and regal respect of the old monarch, wept bitterly at the feet of his obstinate wife. All night passed in begging, imploring, fretful upbraiding, earnest entreaties, and woeful crying. But there were no avail against her iron will. The wilful woman stuck to her demand and the fulfillment of the promise. The sorrow-laden night wore away. At dawn, Sumantra, the charioteer, brought the message from Vashishta that all was ready for the coronation. The poor king could not speak. Queen Kekayi ordered Sumantra to bring Rama here. Hesitantly, the charioteer took at the king. In a feeble voice, the monarch mumbled, I want to see my dear Rama. Please bring him here. Sumantra suspected something serious has happened. With concerns written large on the face, he drove the chariot to Rama's palace. The festival preparations were complete there. Father and mother, Kekayi want you to go to their apartment, was the brief summon. Leaving the bedecked Sita behind in the palace, Rama and Lakshmana drove in haste in the main palace. The rejoicing crowd all along the road cheered Rama lustily. The son appeared before the father and bowed in reverence. Rama, groaned the king, and could not speak further. This scene shocked the son. He feared if he had in any way offended the father. With the same reverence, he bowed before the mother and looked at her face inquiringly. The usual motherly affection was now wanting her. With a feeling of estrangement, he presented the position thus. Your father is bound on the oath and by dharma to fulfill two promises solemnly given to me, and you are involved in one of the promises. The king, devoted to duty and to truth, feels hesitant to put you between the horns and the dilemma. Rama said, Is this all? Oh, mother, There is no problem in life to the one strong in will and free from base desire. I am ever obedient to the parents. At their behest, I will jump in the blazing fire, consume poison, or plunge into the ocean. Mother, you command me, and I am here to obey you. See that's the beauty of Rama. He is the obedient son. He is ready to listen to his father and mother. He is ready to leave everything. As he said, he is free from all base desire. That's that's the divine quality of Rama. The base desire. There's no base desire. There's no attachment. Kekayi, these are two demands from your father. In the ascetic attire, you are to quit the city today and go into the forest of Dandaka for 14 years and practice austerity. Bharata shall rule the kingdom until you return. This is my mandate. Dashrath trembled at this peremptory dictate of wayward wife, but the illustrious son sought to obey the command with a celestial calmness, and she and ethereal bliss beaming on face. Please permit my delay here just until I take leave of my brother and my mate, Sita, pleaded the banished prince. When he moved homeward, people who thronged the road saw no change on his face, though the face of accompanying Lakshmana indicated sorrow. So here Rama. He was told to go to the forest, leave everything. No kingdom, no king, nothing. Practice a life of austerity for 14 years. Rama was ready. He had no sorrow. He had no attachment. He did not think for a moment and said, just give me some time so that I can meet my mother and my wife and take leave. And I